Hi friends, welcome. So today I want to teach a slower paced class where we can really take the time to go over some of the foundational poses in detail. If you're just starting, hi Wasabi. If you're just starting out your practice, this is a really great class to learn the basics and also get a little flow in. So hopefully you'll have two blocks handy. Go ahead and take one to begin with, and we're going to sit on it with our legs crossed. So you can take this at medium height or the lowest height. Whatever feels good for you. I'm going to go ahead and do medium. The tighter the hips, the higher you want to go. Cross the right shin over the left. Just a loose cross is fine. Place your hands on your knees. Sit up tall. And exhale as you close your eyes. I'm just going to take a couple of seconds here to close off any stimulation from the external world. Bring yourself into your body. Feel your sit bones anchored down into that block. Feel the palms on the legs. Feel your calf and your shin making contact. And see if you can feel all 10 of your toes. Without opening your eyes, slowly switch the cross of your legs. As we move through this class, I'm going to ask that you try to take your inhales and your exhales in and out through your nose for your whole practice. If you need to breathe through your mouth, that's fine. But do make a conscious effort to keep the breath in the nose. Focus your attention to your belly. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And this time, open your mouth. Exhale, empty your lungs. Go ahead and return to breathing in and out your nose. Blink your eyes open, uncross your legs, set your block aside where you can access it. And we'll begin with a little warm up. Find all fours tabletop. Shoulders stack over the wrists, hands are shoulders distance apart, knees are hips distance apart, directly under your hips. We're going to warm up the wrists first because we tend to place a lot of weight on them throughout yoga. Spread those fingers wide, rock back and forth, shoulders beyond the wrists, shoulders behind the wrists. This isn't anything aggressive or quick, just slow, conscientious movement. Turn your left fingers out to the left, right fingers out to the right. Rock side to side, right to left. Keep your weight directly over those wrists. You don't want to be too far in front or behind. Turn your fingers around so that they face your knees. We won't rock this time, but gently sink your hips back towards your heels and just pause when you feel an opening in the bottoms of your wrists. And breathe. One hand at a time, shake them out. Place your palms back down on the mat as we take a couple of cat-cows here. We'll begin with cow. On an inhale, let the belly fall, which is going to make the tailbone lift. Draw your heart through your arms. That will make your head gaze up. And on an exhale, lower your head, round the upper back. Push the mat away, pull the belly in, tailbone tuck. So we're creating arcs in opposite directions in each movement. Inhale for cow, belly falls, tailbone lifts, heart pulls forward, gaze looks up. And exhale, lower your head, round the upper back, pull your belly in, tailbone tucks for cat. Inhale for cow, leg breath for movement now. Exhale for cat. Inhale. We're warming up the spine. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And find a neutral spine, meaning a flat back. From here, we're going to learn our first foundational posture, which is downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward about 4 inches. Tuck the toes. Lift your knees. Lift your hips up and back. Straighten your legs. Here we go, down dog. So the heels are going to drift towards your mat. Understand that if this is your first few attempts at downward dog, your knees will be bent, and that's okay. I like to even bend my knees when I'm feeling really tight. There's a lot happening in this shape, so if this is too much for you, you can always lower your knees down. There's always ways to modify a yoga posture, and if you have your knees down, scoot your knees back so that they're stacked under your hips, right? Whatever position of down dog that we're in, look at your hands, make sure they're shoulders distance apart, the fingers spread wide. Heavy are your inner hands, not the outer hands by the pinkies, but the index and thumbs anchored down. Wrap your shoulders away from each other to create that space in between your shoulder blades. Ears line up with the upper arms. I'm just going to push back up to a regular down dog here. Pull your low belly in. Your hips move diagonally back and up. So we're lengthening that space at the bottom of the spine. Heels descend down and they track right behind your toes, so you shouldn't be able to see your heels. All right, everybody lower your knees down. Go ahead and walk your hands back. Give yourself a little break. You can always sit on a block. And we'll just breathe. That's what's really nice about these videos, right? Is that you can just take them at your own pace. So if you need to press pause and take a second, you can do that. All right, we're gonna move forward. If you'd like to take a longer break, obviously feel welcome to do that. We're gonna start back in down dog. So lift your hips up and back. Find that triangle shape, or at least it's actually more of an upside down check mark, with your arms and torso being longer than the legs. Walk your feet up to your hands at the front of your mat. Keep your feet hips distance apart. Inhale, half lift. Lengthen your spine, glance out. Hands might slide up on your shins and pause. When the cue half lift comes up in a vinyasa style class, this is what they mean. This is Ardha Uttanasana. So it's a half forward fold. We have a long back that's parallel with the earth. Your hands don't have to be all up on your shins if you don't want to. You can actually have your hands even further down on the mat, as long as you're lengthening your spine out and drawing your heart forward through your arms. Take an inhale wherever you are. Exhale, fold into your legs. Inhale, half lift once again. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, glance out. Exhale, fold into those legs. Head is heavy. Bend your knees just enough so that your belly touches the tops of your thighs. Keep that neck relaxed. Bring your hands behind the bottom of your skull. You can interlace your fingers and your arms are going to act like a weight to really release your spine from out of your pelvis. And your knees might even be bent a little further, as if you're in sort of a seat if you have tighter hamstrings. Each shape is going to look a little different for every body, but by letting the belly make contact with those thighs, you're protecting your back. Release those hands to the mat. Keep that bend in your knees, whatever it looks like. Pull your low belly in. One vertebrae at a time. Slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing like a rag doll. Head and neck is last to roll up. Now roll your shoulder heads into your ears, back and down. Walk up to the front of the mat. If you aren't already there, let your feet be hips distance. Squeeze your thighs. Feel your feet move away from each other as if you're separating your mat in two. Now, the low half of your body should feel really ignited. Pull your low belly in, pull that energy up out through your chest. Slight tuck to your chin so your scalp points up to the sky. Reach your arms up. Standing pose, mountain pose. A few breaths here. Press into your feet. Gaze looks up. Inhale, reach up a little higher. Maybe your hands drift a little closer. And exhale, bring your palms to your heart. Hinge at your hips with a flat back forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Draw your heart forward. Exhale, hands to your mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. Flex those right toes back and turn them towards your mat. That's going to help you square off your hips, meaning your hips are at the same level. So your right hip is at the same level as your left. Take an inhale here. Exhale, right knee to your nose, shoulders stack over your wrists, round the upper back. Step the right foot forward in between your hands. Drop your back knee, release the toes down. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Anjaneyasana. So make sure your right knee is stacked directly over the center of your right ankle. The right shin isn't leaning anywhere. It's completely perpendicular to your mat. Inhale, reach up a little higher. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck your left toes. Step the left foot up to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold in. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, half lift. Keep the shape of your spine here, that long, straight back. On an inhale, reach your arms forward and up to the sky. Stand up to Tadasana. Exhale, palms to prayer as we fold back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to downward dog. We're just warming up here. We're going to flow through a couple of movements. Inhale your left leg back and up. Let's take a few moments. Take an extra inhale here. Exhale, knee to your nose, round that back. Bring your shoulders to stack over the wrist. Step the left foot forward in between your hands. Drop the back knee. Release the toes. Inhale your arms up. Notice if you're closing off your left hip crease by making the left hip touch the top of the left thigh. Instead, press down into your left foot so you can zip your spine up and create room in your left hip crease. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck your right toes. Step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. This time with a flat back, we're going straight up to Tadasana. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, palms to prayer. Hinge at your hips. Fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. We'll move through that again, but we're going to add a little back bend this time. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot forward in between your hands. Drop the back knee, release the toes, inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck your left toe, step your left foot up to the front. Inhale, long back, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach up, rise, Tadasana. Exhale, palms to prayer, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank pose. Upper push-up position. Shoulders stack over those wrists, heels or hips distance apart, and press back. If this is too much for you, lower your knees. Your knees are always there for support. Lean your shoulders forward as you inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Your belly and your forehead come down onto the mat. Lift your right leg up, reach it back, set it down. Lift your left leg up, reach it back, set it down. Now the bony bones at the front of your pelvis should be touching the mat. Bring your palms outside of your low ribs. Elbows point up towards the sky. We're going to find a little back bend here. On an inhale, peel your chest and head up off the mat for baby cobra. Exhale, lower your forehead down. Inhale, baby cobra, peel up. Maybe press into your palms a bit. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra, peel up. Drag the skin of your hands back. Exhale, lower your forehead down. Tuck the toes. Press back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot forward in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Release the toes. Inhale your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck your right toe. Step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, reach up, rise, Tadasana. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank pose or lower your knees if you like. Shift forward, bend the elbows, lower all the way down to your belly. Bring your hands down outside of your low ribs. Reach your feet back. Inhale, peel up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower your forehead down. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Tuck your back toes, press back to down dog. All right, one more time through those movements, but this time we're going to add an upward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale the right foot forward in between your hands. Drop your back knee. Keep the back toes tucked. Inhale your arms up. You'll find a nice, different, and more intense sensation in the front of your left thigh or quad with the back toes tucked. Another inhale here. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left foot up. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, reach up, stand up Tadasana. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Lower your knees if you like. Lean forward. Bend the elbows, lower halfway down. Flip your toes over. Straighten your arms gently for upward facing dog. Notice how my hips and thighs are lifted, up off the mat. Press into the tops of your feet to make that happen. Engage those leg muscles, so tighten up the muscles in your legs. Take an inhale here. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale the left foot forward in between your hands. Drop the back knee, keep the back toes tucked. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Another inhale here. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Lower your knees if you like. Lean forward. Bend the elbows or halfway. Flip your feet over. Tops of the feet are down. Gently straighten your arms as you press into your feet. Lift your knees and thighs. Move the tops of your shoulders away from your ears by pressing the earth away. Take an inhale here. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Lower to your knees. Good job. You can go ahead and sit down on a block if you wish. I'm getting warmed up. I don't know about you. Just follow your breath. Whenever you need to soothe the body or the mind, when you feel like you're getting overworked or you feel like you're getting distracted and thinking about other things off the mat, see if you can bring your attention to your lungs. If you can connect back with your breath, you'll find that everything becomes a little bit easier, a little more calm. Get a return to the present, your practice here on your mat. All right, blink the eyes open. Okay, now we'll go through some essential standing poses, starting with Warrior One. Let's find our way back to downward facing dog. So from tabletop, walk your hands forward about 4 inches, tuck the toes, lift the knees, hips move up and back. Here we are. Adho Mukha Svanasana. You're like, I don't care. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Look at your toes here. They should be turning towards the front left corner of your mat, so they're turning in at 45 degrees. Now press down into your feet. On an inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. So if you have tight hips, you might want to step your right foot out to the right a few inches to widen your stance. But traditionally, your front heel will line up with your back heel. The right toes face completely forward. Bring the right knee forward so that it stacks directly over that front ankle, creating a square in that right knee. The right hip is going to want to hang out to your right. So instead, can you move your right hip crease back and in? The left hip, roll it forward. So we're trying to make the hips angle forward towards the front of the room, even though they're not actually going to reach square completely. As your legs sink down, the sides of your ribs, your waist reach up. Palms rotate towards one another. Tops of your shoulders melt down. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Opposite side, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Warrior One. Go ahead and adjust your feet. See if your right toes are facing the front of the right corner of your mat. Go ahead and make karate chop hands here and bring them to your hips. You'll see what direction your hips are pointing. Your hips are naturally going to turn all the way out to the right probably. So instead, can you guide your hips to the front of your mat? Keep your right leg strong and straight and active. Left heel presses down, activating the back of your left leg. I know, reach your arms up, keeping the alignment of your hips. All right, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to downward dog. Now we'll learn Warrior Two. Step the right foot forward in between your hands. Spin your back heel down. This time, your left foot only turns in 10 degrees. So not facing as far forward at 45 degrees like Warrior One, the one that we just did. Leading with your left arm, reach that arm forward, up over your head, stand up, arms reach out to the sides. You might hear the cue blossom open, blossoming open the arms to warrior two, and that's what that means. Bring your hands to the height of your shoulders or slightly above. The arms are activated. We're not falling limp or uneven on each side. Now your hips are facing a little more diagonally towards the left side of the room. We're not trying to angle the hips towards the front of the mat like we did in the previous pose. We'll take this shape one step further. Flip your right palm up without losing that square in your right knee. Reach your right arm up, slightly back. The left hand might touch the back leg, not behind the knee, not on the hip. The back hand is very light. We're finding a side stretch here in reverse warrior, so we're opening the right side of the body. It's not a back bend, so if you feel stretching, pain in your back, roll your right shoulder forward. We'll come back to warrior two. Windmill those hands down. Frame your front foot. Now you're on the ball of your left foot. Step your right foot back to down dog. Opposite side, step your left foot in between your hands, spin your back heel down at 10 degrees, leading with your right arm this time. Reach your right arm forward, over your head, stand up. Warrior two, the arms go out to the sides. A nice comfortable stance for your feet. The foundation of your pose is heel to heel, even in warrior two. But if you have very flexible hips, maybe you want to do heel to the middle of your back arch. Feel your inner left knee muscles track that left knee directly over that ankle. Notice if you're drifting too far forward with your shoulders, can you bring them directly over the hips? Flip your left hand up, reverse. Left arm up and slightly back. Your right hand is oh so light, stay off the knee. Gaze looks up under that left palm. Come back to warrior two. Windmill those hands down. Frame your front foot. Turn onto the ball of your back foot. Step the left foot back. Down dog. All right. Crescent pose. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. Stay on the ball of your back foot this time. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Bend your left knee. So we have a tendency to straighten the back leg as we get into this pose and then propel the heart forward. But what we really want to do is soften the back knee so that you can bring your shoulders back to stack over your hips. And once you have that vertical alignment of your spine, press that left heel back to straighten your left leg to a comfortable degree. And here we are. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to down dog. Step your left foot forward in between your hands. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Bend that right knee. Draw that tailbone down and beneath you. So it's almost like you're doing a little hip scoop here so that your hips can find their place beneath your shoulders. Notice if your front ribs want to pop out and arch the back. Can you knit your front ribs in? So bring your top ribs down to find a long spine. Gently press your right heel back. Gaze might look up. Lift the corners of your mouth. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to down dog. Lower to your knees. Sit on your heels or on a block. Now we'll take a breath here before we start our flow. You're like, well, we've been flowing already. But we're going to do a flow with everything we just learned. I just want to teach you guys that you can always sit down during a practice that a teacher is offering you. You can always come into child's pose, whatever it is, just rely on your breath to calm down a little bit, to find a place of repose. All right, so now we'll get into it and connect all the pieces. We'll find downward dog, please. I promise, the more you do down dog, the more it actually feels like a comfortable, almost resting position. But it is a lot of work. It does take time. So be patient with yourself. From down dog, inhale your right leg back and up. Exhale the right foot forward in between the hands. Spin your back heel down 45 degrees. Inhale, reach your arms up, warrior one. Roll that left hip forward. Notice if your right shoulder is not at the same level as your left shoulder. Maybe your left shoulder is all the way back here. Can you roll it forward to be with your right? Leading with your left arm, open up, warrior two. So turn out your left foot. So now it's only facing forward at 10 degrees. Your chest opens towards the left side wall as the right foot and leg track forward. Flip your right palm up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, windmill your hands down. Step back to downward dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forward in between your hands. Spin your back heel down at 45 degrees. Inhale, reach your arms up, warrior one. The heart is rolling to face forward. Leading with your right arm, open up, warrior two. Heart faces the right side. Adjust your back foot. Keep that square in your left knee. Flip your left palm up, reverse inhale. And exhale, windmill your hands down. Step your left foot back to downward dog. Oh, excuse me, my friend. Okay. Excuse me. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale the right foot forward in between your hands. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Inhale, reach your arms up, crescent pose. You can stay soft in that left knee as much as you want. Find that long spine, the hips beneath your shoulders. From here, spin your back heel down, warrior two. Now here's a new one. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, hinge your hips back as you reach your right arm forward. Exhale, lower your right hand to your right shin. Reach your left arm up to the sky for triangle pose. Your right hand can also be on a block on the outside of your right shin if you want. Stay soft in your right knee. So add a little micro bend to it so you're not overstretching the back of your right leg. Stay heavy in your right big toe. Notice what your right ribs are doing. If they're rainbow arching away from the earth, glide them forward, lengthen them out. Gaze looks up towards your left hand. And sit your left hand down. Find your way back to downward dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale the left foot forward in between your hands. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Inhale, rise up, crescent. Stay soft in your right knee. And then press your right heel back. Warrior two, spin your back heel down, arms out to the sides. Right toes turn in 10 degrees here. Very gently straighten your left leg. Inhale, hinge your hips back, reach your left arm forward. Exhale, lower your left hand to your left shin, right hand up to the sky. And again, if you like, take that block outside of the left shin. Wherever you're at, broaden that space in between your shoulder blades. So reach your arms apart from one another. Your right leg is still engaged in this shape. And that energy of your right foot pressing down into the mat is what propels the sides of your waist forward away from your hips. And when you're ready, set your hands down, rebend your front knee and step back to plank pose. Lower your knees if you need to. We'll move through a vinyasa, which is the next sequence of movements. Inhale, lean your shoulders beyond the wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower halfway. Ooh, I know. Flip the tops of your feet down. Straighten your arms. Lift your knees and hips up as you reach back through your feet. Take an inhale here. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh. Again, deep inhale through your nose. Out your mouth. Lower to your knees. Sit on your heels. Release the tops of your feet down for child's pose. Lower your forehead to the earth. Knees can be hips distance apart or come together. Arms reach out in front of you. Palms face down. Is this too much for you? You can always sit on a block in between your heels as well. Most likely medium height. Walk your hands back. Come up to a seat. However you like, bring both legs out in front of you. And we'll take forward fold. Bring your ankles together, legs are as straight as comfortable. Bring your hands to your glutes and scoot them back one at a time so that the bony bones, your sit bones, are touching the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Relax your neck, let the head hang. So we have different flexibility here, obviously, depending on who we are. Maybe some of us catch the soles of our feet and draw the heart forward through the arms and then fold forward. Or maybe we have a strap that we can take between our hands and across the soles of our feet. Or maybe our hands are on the outer legs and we're just giving yourselves a little resistance to make the forward fold more comfortable. See if you can slow down the pace of your breath. Roll the spine up. Bend your right knee. Bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. High up in that left thigh if you can. The right knee is going to be lifted. If you like, you can actually take a block and place it under that right knee so that your right knee has something to anchor down into for Anjaneyasana. Roll forward all the way down, just like you did with both legs out in front of you, but this time we have that right knee anchoring off to the side. Close your eyes. Feel that nice lateral stretch, that side stretch on the right side of your outer right hip. Roll your spine up. Then we'll switch sides, lengthen your right leg forward, bend the left knee, left heel to your inner right thigh. You want to anchor that left knee on a block. That's awesome. And we'll roll the spine forward once again, but over the right leg. You might notice how your left shoulder wants to lift away and the heart wants to open towards the left side of the room. Instead, can you roll that left side of the body down towards your right leg? And again, maybe your shape doesn't look like mine. Maybe it's all the way over here with your hands behind the foot, or on the sole of the foot, I should say. Or maybe you look like you're up here. Whatever shape you're at, it's okay. You're still getting the same benefits. It's important that you cultivate some patience with your body and that you're connecting with your body. Roll your spine up. Release both legs long out in front of you. Set the block off to the side. Scoot forward a bit. Roll onto your back. Now, bring your right knee in towards your heart. Scoot your hips to the right an inch. Take your left hand to your outer right knee. Take that right knee across your body to your left. Release your right arm out to the right. Palm faces the sky. Gaze follows your right hand. Find that nice twist. Roll back to center, switch sides. Bring your left knee in towards your heart. Lengthen your right leg long. Scoot your hips to the left an inch. Right hand takes the left knee across the body to your right. Left arm comes out to the left. Palm faces the sky. Gaze will look towards that left hand. I'm just trying to be a little more passive in our cool down postures. So notice if you're cranking into this twist, can you just hold the shape. No need to push past that. Your body will do the rest of the work along with gravity to bring it a little deeper just as you sit still. Return to your spine. And draw both knees in towards your heart. Give yourself a little squeeze. Close those eyes. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Sigh it out. Release those legs. Lie on your back. Legs go out to the front corners of your mat. Arms roll away from the sides. Palms face up. Soften your jaw. Shavasana, corpse pose. Our final resting shape. Many of us might find this to be the most challenging shape. We're actually not doing anything with the body. Can you just be still? Hover your attention and your consciousness around your body. Notice if you're clenching anywhere in the body still. Relax and let it all go. Bring your awareness back into the body. Welcome some breath back into your lungs. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Open and close your hands. Scrunch your feet. Point your toes forward, reach your arms back overhead. Give yourself a nice stretch, squeeze your glutes. Roll off to your favorite side. Use your bottom arm as a pillow. So in my case, it'll be my left. Bend the knees in towards your heart. Find a fetal-like position. With your eyes still closed, find your way up to a comfortable seat. Face the front of your room. Sit up tall. You really can sit however you like. Hands can rest wherever you like. Let's take one more minute to really absorb the effects of your practice. Can you notice any changes in the pace of your thoughts, your level of anxiety? One last breath together. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Sigh it out your mouth. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for practice. I hope you found this class to be helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. Have a good night, day, whatever you're practicing.